Welcome to CynCity Live. My name is Cynthia Hickenbottom, and this is my city. Roll call from the Bronx to Brooklyn, Manhattan to Queens, and you to Staten Island. You are my citizens. Thank you again for taking time out of your thriving lives to meet with us again here on CynCity Live. CynCity has a steadily increasing population of diverse and interesting citizens who want to meet you. Today, I want to introduce you to a new citizen who has an extensive bio. Teacher, writer, producer, actor, director of several plays, spoken word performer. Woo! Well, let him discuss the rest, and perhaps we'll entice him to perform. CynCity citizens, please welcome our newest CynCity Live citizen, Mr. Tony Vozzo.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Thanks for being here, Tony. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you, and yourself?
Good. So let's get started. Now, I want you to tell me the most interesting thing that you would be able to tell my CynCity citizens about yourself.
That I'm a survivor, I'm a doer, and I use my adversity as a tool to be where I am today.
Wow.
And that's what everyone needs to do.
Mm-hmm. So what type of adversities have you faced?
Well, physical things, several operations as a young child.
Wow.
I was a member of a street gang, very notorious street gang. Everyone fell to heroin, abusive spouse that got married too soon.
Wow.
Extremely talented people, young people, musicians, actors, who all felt the grace due to that.
Right.
I always had a dream. I knew when I was 5 years old that I wanted to be somebody, something special, somebody people could look up to, and someone to gain and give respect.
Right. And I'm sure that's reflected in your music.
Yes.
And your poetry.
Yes, exactly.
But first, before we get to that, how about you tell us about your extensive education? It's very impressive.
Well, early in my life, when I got away from the street, I went into the community centers and developed theater workshop for churches, community centers, prison system, using the arts as a tool for young people and young adults to stay drug-free in school, to pursue career goals and guidelines. And it was a very successful program. It lasted about 7 or 8 years. And that's basically the teaching I did. Most of the individuals went back to school, drug-free, just became very good citizens, three-dimensional citizens, good fathers, good mothers. Some became actors, some became writers, and that's my trophy. That's my Hollywood, to see them shine, to see them become something in their life.
So is this part of the Atlantic Avenue Community Theater?
Yes, it's part of the Atlantic Avenue Theater Group. And under the direction of Mary Jane Mellis, who's no longer with us, who gave me the opportunity because she saw that I had a good rapport, and being that I was living the life these kids lived, I had a better understanding of how to get them to do the things they needed to do to be successful. And then I went into Kyla Warren Street Community Church and Center, also in Brooklyn and Gowanus Projects. And I taught a workshop there, and we became the best theater workshop in the 5 boroughs. We toured prisons, colleges, community centers, took theater to the people and people to the theater.
Wow. Because I know I read in your bio that you're doing a lot of workshops.
Yes, right now I'm conducting an acting workshop, New Life Performance Action Workshop, which is a spin-off of the Atlantic Avenue Theater Group. I have a few of my members, my class members here, my students here.
Why don't you give them a shout
performing.
out?
Thank you. Rachel Berger, David Martinez, and Franklin LaPaz, who were with a project we did last year called The Class Act. It was a one-night performance, a standing ovation, full house. We rocked the house. It was a very diverse cast. Very diverse material pertaining to immigration, abuse in the industry, sexual abuse, spousal abuse.
Wow.
Very powerful. and we are looking to do another workshop performance early in the fall or winter. And we teach class. I teach class on Sundays from 3 to 6 at Champion Studios in Manhattan. And anyone who would like to come and join us, please check us out.
Do you have a website?
No, but they can check me out through the Revolving Door Project at yahoo.com. That's the email, or right here at the studio.
Okay. You'll be able to find contact information for Mr. Vozzo, for Mr. Vozzo, in the closing credits of our show. So, with everything that you've gone through, how does this influence your poetry and your spoken word and your R&B career?
Well, it's all what I am, who I am, what I experienced. The poem America that I'll be performing was written in 1972 and got a lot of negative feedback from community people because they thought it was anti-American, but I also got a lot of positive letters and commendations for people telling me thanks for keeping it real. And that's what I'm about, keeping it real. And that's what we have to do, keep it real and be who we are, find what makes us special and nurture that. And that's what my work is all about.
Because you published 2 books of poetry, Never Take Me Down and Crazy Creatively.
That's correct.
Which one was the first?
Well, the first one was Never Take Me Down. I wrote that because, and it's a combination of poems I wrote from 1966 to 1970, and it deals with my adversity, my gang stuff, who I was, how I felt, and the main core of that is that there is hope.
Right.
And poetry is about hope. So I brought that out and I figured that. And the next book was Crazy Creatively, the Poetry and Songs of Love and Life. Most of my friends would always say, damn, you're crazy. So I said, wow, what a great title, because I am crazy, creatively. And that was the book, yeah. And America that I'm going to perform for you guys is in that book of poetry. And it's also on my CD, TV Under Spotlight, which is a combination of R&B and spoken word. And I am who I am, and my work speaks for itself. It's real. Although a lot of the material was written then, there's some material that was written recently and so forth, but the material I wrote yesterday is so relevant to today because the world is in chaos.
Right.
And that's basically it.
Okay, now you have performed on TV. I mean, HBO, Oz, Law and Order, The Sopranos, The Wire. Tell us about your stage performances.
Well, I've done a lot of different stage projects. La Gota Fria, I played a blind character who has cancer and his wife died from cancer. And it was written by Anna Cononi, I believe. If I'm saying the name wrong, I apologize. I've also did a play called Martin, about a young man who's molested in church and comes back later on in his life to expose the pastor. And it was written by Terry Ballard and Kenneth Crushfield, who are enormously talented people. And I've done a lot of different projects. A project of my own, the Revolving Door Project, a play on developmental disabilities, which I wrote, direct, produced it, and starred in it as a character I was working with in an institution for developmentally disabled. My first play was called Walls of the Ghetto, and it was done by the members of the Atlantic Avenue Theater Group. It was about addiction and going back to school and getting an education and cleaning yourself up.
So now, you promised that you would perform for us.
Yes.
Okay, so Stand In For Love is an R&B.
Yes.
Okay, and then you're going to do America,
Yes.
which is a poetic...
Yeah, it's a freestyle poetic piece dealing with all the issues that are happening today. And that particular piece, like I said, I wrote in 1972, and it's so relevant. It's more relevant today than yesterday.
Okay, well, I can't wait for us to hear it then.
And Standing for Love, it deals with I'm standing in for the love you lost, and you stand in for the love I lost, and we'll stand in for love together. And we all have to do that, stand
There you
in for
go.
love.
Ladies and gentlemen, my CynCity citizens, I'd like to introduce to you Tony Vozzo, performing Stand In for Love and America.
Every time I turn the corner, there is you. Every breath I take, the sky turns blue. Looking in the mirror, there you are. Visions in my mind, you're my shining star. And forever, I'll stand in for your love. Stand in for your love. Can't make up my mind which way to go. I'm stuck between the lines, I told you so. Come and take my hand, let me be your man, and together we'll stand in for love. Stand in for love. You and me. I can never let you down, 'cause I've been there before, just like you. And together we'll start anew. When we're standing in for love, standing in for love, you and me against all odds. Over and over again and again. Time after time passes time, we'll heal our broken heart. No one or nothing will keep us apart. It's you and me. Against all odds, when you're standing in for love. Ooh, 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 ooh. Mi vida es tu vida, mi amor, solamente es para ti. And together we'll stand in for love, standing for love. I hear what you say. I'll stand for you, you stand for me. Together we'll stand in the sea of love. Standing in for love. Me and you, baby, together we stand in for love. Solamente es para ti, mi amor. America, land that I love, fear, and sometimes question. America, land of opportunity and pride, running wild with red, white, and blue dreams that would lead us into victory. Oh, say, can you see if you are blinded by countries trying to get over? Flag wavers, name callers, a big, tall, freaky mama standing in the middle of the ocean. Red hot colors burn deep in my mind. America, land that I love, fear, and sometimes question. I was born free, and my mind belongs to me. America killing, America building, America scheming, America dreaming, America black, America blue, America, 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 America. I love you, but sometimes I wonder who I'm making love to. And if this is my country, then why don't I feel like an American? Why don't I feel free? Why? In the shadows of my mind, in the shadows of my mind, in the shadows of my mind. Home of the brave, land of the free, land of the free. That's my sister, liberty. And when I look into the sky, I see my brothers fall before my eyes. In the shadows of my mind, in the shadows of my mind, in the shadows of my mind. Oh, Lord above, let this nightmare be just a dream, not true. For the falling angels of the red, white, and blue. America, America.
Thank you for returning. How did you love that performance by Tony Vozzo? The first one, Stand In For Love. Tell us, Tony. First of all, that was such a powerful performance.
Thank you.
You had to go bilingual on us.
Yeah, that's a special kind of shout out to my lady friend who's been encouraging, and she's the one who encouraged me to go back into teaching. So I dedicated that particular song to her. But it's also dedicated to people who have lost love through abuse or other means. But there's always love. Love is a conqueror.
Right.
Hate, anybody can hate, but to love unconditionally, that's what the world needs now, especially where the situation is today.
Which leads us right into America.
Yes, which leads us right into America.
Now, when you were speaking earlier, you talked about how you wrote this in 1972.
That's right.
But you can see just how relevant this still is.
Yes, quite
Truly.
relevant. Yeah,
It's more relevant today than it was even back then.
Yes, it's much more relevant today because we have so many issues today. Our veterans are homeless. Immigration, children are being raped, and there's nothing being done about it. Housing for people, for rich people, not for people who need it. All these things, government, people supposed to be helping us are killing us, which is real crazy. And I need to say this. The America piece was really dedicated to Nicholas Haywood, a friend and fellow warrior who I nurtured and mentored in the early times of my workshop at Kyla Warren Street. He did not come into the workshop because he thought it was this or that, but his son was shot, I think in 1990-something, by a police officer while he was playing with his toy guns in Gowanus Project. And he became a warrior activist for other people who've been shot by police and killed by police officers. And his name is Nicholas Haywood, and he's no longer with us, rest in peace, but he was definitely a warrior, and that America poem is what it's all about. Be a warrior, be a leader.
Well, thank you for giving us the backstory and the inspiration. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Tony, I could sit here and talk with you all day, but our CynCity citizens have to get back to their lives. So,
thank you very much for having me on the show.
Here. It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Well, CynCity citizens, we just heard the CynCity bell. That's our 2-minute warning signaling the end of our CynCity citizens meeting. Thank you, citizens, for your consistent attendance and for welcoming our newest citizen, Tony Vozzo. Thank you again, Tony, for all that you do for the community and for inspiring your performance today. Oh, can we roll that back again, please? I'm just tripping over my words here. Okay. Are we ready?
Ready.
Well, citizens, we just heard the CynCity whistle. I'm sorry, that's the bell. Because if I didn't have the bell, I'd have a whistle, so. All right, I'm ready.
Off you go.
Well, citizens, we just heard the CynCity bell. That's our 2-minute warning signaling the end of our CynCity citizens meeting. Thank you, citizens, for your consistent attendance and for welcoming our newest citizen, Tony Vozzo. Thank you again, Tony, for all that you do for the community and for your inspiring performances today. CynCity is my city, but CynCity Live would not be possible without my CynCity citizens behind the cameras. I thank and applaud you for all you do. Please take the time to acknowledge them by reading the credits. Contact information for Tony Vozzo will be listed in the credits as well. I know you enjoyed this meeting, so please invite your friends and family to become CynCity citizens. Join us on MNN Cable Network. Streaming and network access information is listed in the credits too. I look forward to our next meeting. This meeting of the CynCity Live citizens is adjourned.